What's going on, guys? Maldiva here, and today we're going to be bringing you a macro guide for Affliction Warlock in Arena. So starting off, these are going to be all the important macros that I use. Sure, there's going to be better ones out there and other ones that you can use, but these are the ones that I utilize in my daily play. So first off, we have camera distance. I like to have my camera scrolled out pretty far. This macro or script, whatever we want to call it, will allow you to zoom out your camera further than the default. So very, very helpful if you enjoy that. This one, we have drain life. So I've put /cast soulburn into a lot of these macros just because I'm too lazy to press the ability. So I have it before my drain life. This is very important. We also have a no channeling on this too. If you're a PvEer, I'd imagine a lot of PvEers use something like this. But basically you can spam it and it won't clip the cast. The only problem is though with the soulburn, sometimes if you button mash, it'll scuff it up a little bit and just immediately cancel your drain. So you got to be careful about that one. But yeah, this one's experimental, so use that. Just beware, it could happen. With my drain soul, I've done that as well because you could do it with any channeled ability. This one is totally fine. If you want to cancel your drain soul, you're just gonna have to move or have a stop cast keybind. But it's amazing because you'll never clip the cast and you can spam it and it won't recast it. This is just a basic focus macro for fear. You're definitely going to want to have that to fear the healer, or depending on your playstyle, sometimes I used to switch my focus to cast fear if you're really good at switching your focus, and that's how I would fear people instead of detargeting my main target so I can continue to DPS and try to fear him. So this is just a very, very basic one. Next up is gateway. I macroed soulburn into my gateway as well because soulburn is going to make gateway instant. So just in case you didn't have soulburn up, it's going to put it up and then cast it instantly. And then I have a show tooltip to make it look like spell lock, but you can change that to whatever you want. That's the cool thing about these macros. So if you ever want to change the look of the tooltip, you just put hashtag show tooltip and the spell name and it'll make that. Because if you didn't do that, it's going to take the first spell, which is soulburn. You know, I didn't want that to look like soulburn. So this is the same. We have soulburn before hellstone, and I also have /stop casting to make sure I immediately hellstone, because if you try to hellstone while you're casting a spell, there could be a delay, and the game is going to try to finish the spell before hellstoning, and that could cause your death. So very important to have /stop casting in that. Hide frame text. This I was using. I actually don't think this one works anymore. I have two other ones at the end that I'll show, but what I was using this is I hate status text on my frame, but I like it on my target, and my focus has it too. So you see that they have the status text on target and focus, but I hate it on myself. So this is one of the scripts that I was using to hide that. And then I'll show later on the last two are the ones that are updated to do that now because it broke when the new expansion. These three are just /target arena pets. So I used to use these to target hunter pets and warlock pets so I can keep them dotted. Probably not as important anymore, but I still have them just in case. Soulburn on our teleport. You have that to make sure every time we port, we get the sprint, and then I have it show tooltip so we don't have soulburn as the icon. Here's my spell lock. I probably actually should add stop casting into this as well. That's a small mistake. I'll have to edit that. But I have spell lock and then focus spell lock. And it just has other abilities, like if I didn't sack or I did sack, and then this portion's probably old from a different little pet. But just in case if I have a Fell Hunter out or I have the Fell Hunter sacked, then it'll still spell lock. And then lastly, the two ones that I mentioned earlier, these are to hide the status text on my frame. Because if you don't do that, it'll show these numbers on the frame. And yeah, I find that very, very annoying. And that is it. So those are all the macros that I use currently in PvP. Hopefully that helped. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.